Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. So finally OnePlus have started rolling out most awaited update for OnePlus 13, which is the May update. And guys, it's not based on OxygenOS 15, it's based on OxygenOS 15.0.1. So you get a lot of new features and changes on this latest build. We'll talk about every change in this video. But before moving ahead guys, we have around 84% of users who haven't subscribed to our channel, but they do watch our videos. So if you guys find our content useful to you guys, then make sure to smash the like button and also consider subscribing. So here I have my OnePlus 13. I've already updated this device to the latest build, and guys, if you haven't received the OTA update, what you can do, just go to the software update section, tap on these three dots, select beta program, and you should see an RC build, the release candidate build over here. It's a stable build itself, but just released few days earlier than the official rollout. So if anyone wants to try it out early, you can download it from here. So as I told you guys, I've already updated the device. If you see the build number, it is version 15.0.0.821. But I do have the zip file, and after we extracted that zip file, going inside the metadata, and here I'll show you which build is this. So if I zoom in here, you can see OS version is 15.0.1. And starting from 15.0.1, you'll start seeing a lot of changes on OxygenOS. This build comes with 1st May 2025 security patch, and the update size was massive, which was 1.90 GB, close to 2 GB. If you see the changelogs, which are layer 2 app, security and privacy, under system you can see they have done so many changes. So first let's talk about one of the major change what they have done, and that's layer 2, the notification panel. So now you can see we have stacked notification panel on OnePlus 13 after this latest update, and it looks similar to iOS. But also here in the notification now we do have a gesture, like for example here I have a notification of YouTube video. I can slide down and see the preview, which wasn't the case before. And I'm personally liking this new notification panel on OxygenOS 15. And similar way you can see the notifications on the lock screen too. Towards the bottom side, you'll have a count, like how many notifications you have received, and along with the app icon. I'll also show you a screenshot which I already have. So here if you see, this is how it will appear on the lock screen, but by default it won't appear like this. For that, what you have to do, just go to the settings, notification, and from here on the lock screen you need to select the number option. This number option wasn't present before, it appeared after this latest update. Previously we only had the option of list, but now we do have the option of number. And once you select that, this is how you'll see the notifications on the lock screen. And you can also open these notifications just by tapping on it. So let me lock the device, and now here you can see I have a notification. I just have to tap on it. The notification goes towards the top side, and from here I can see the notification. So this is one of the major change what they have done on this latest build. After that, another change which they haven't mentioned in the change logs, and that have been added on OnePlus 13. Previously with April update, that was added on OnePlus 13R, and that's called bypass charging feature. So if you are running any game, you open the gaming dashboard, and if you scroll down, you can see we have an option called bypass charging. So basically it's a really useful feature, and while gaming your device won't heat up much. But I'm not talking about this feature right now, because this feature I'll be testing thoroughly, and I'll do a dedicated video on bypass charging feature. How does it work, and does it really help in the gaming performance, and does it help in managing thermals? Within a day or two, I'll drop a video related to bypass charging. So if you guys have any kind of questions or suggestions related to testing of bypass charging, drop them in the comment section below so that I can include that in the video. So this was one change which they haven't mentioned in the change logs. Now let's talk about other changes. So if you see the first change, which is layer to an application which says fix an issue where photo might accidentally delete by third-party application. So here I wasn't able to find out this thing. I have never encountered this thing also, which third-party application they are talking about. But if you guys are aware, do let me know in the comment section below. Then talking about other changes which are layer 2 security and privacy. So the first change, they say you can now protect your recent deleted items in My Files, Notes and Photos app with a password for added privacy. And yes, this thing have been added. So first let's talk about the file manager. And in the file manager, I've also noticed another difference. While I was unzipping this zip file, I got to know there were some UI changes done. I'll just check it out on this device first. So here you can see, if I tap on any of the zip file, previously we used to see such type of pop-up. But now if I tap on any of the zip file, the pop-up is completely changed. Towards the top side, we now have an option to create a file name, and towards the bottom side, there are few options to change the location. So this is one change what you'll notice after this latest update. So here they're talking about the added protection for the recently deleted. So here if you go to recently deleted files, if you tap on these three dots, now you can see we have an option to set a privacy password, which wasn't the case before. And similar way they have also done in the apps like Notes. So if I go to Notes and going to recently deleted, here also I can add a privacy password. You can see a dot because I'm opening it for the first time, and we have a new option called log. So you can also log the recently deleted notes. And the same thing they have also done in the Photos application. So if I go to recently deleted, here also we have an option to set a privacy password. So now you also have the ability to protect all your recently deleted files. And the next change is related to Phone Manager application, where it says you can now view storage by apps and the system when freeing up space using Phone Manager. So let's open up the Phone Manager application. So here in the Phone Manager application, going to clean up storage. Previously there was no option to see the details like which all apps are using the space, like even if we tap on storage space. But here on this latest build, they have added this option. So tapping on storage, now you can see the data consumed by applications, system and other files. This thing was not there previously. So this is the change what they are talking about. After that, another change is related to screen sharing. You can now block specific app and notification. This feature is available under Settings, Security and Privacy. So let's go to Settings, Security and Privacy. If you scroll down, you have an option called Screen Sharing Protection. You'll also see the supported applications. And whenever you're sharing the screen, your status bar and notification will be hidden on the other party devices during sharing. Along with that, things like message, photos or payment app, the other party will only see a black screen. But make sure the screen sharing protection is turned on. Then related to system, they are talking about the visual changes in the individual notification, which I have already shown you, notification stacks and user interface with these new notification on the lock screen, which we have already spoken. After that, they say you can now enter the lock screen magazine by swiping right. So yes, this is now newly added. Like if you are on the lock screen, if you swipe right, you can enter the lock screen magazine. I personally don't use lock screen magazine, so it's unwanted for me. Then they said now they have added a drag and drop feature that allows you to use the gesture to perform actions on the images, text in third-party application. So this feature needs to be enabled from accessibility and convenience. So if we go to settings, accessibility and convenience, if you scroll down, you can see we have a feature called drag and drop. And here are the applications which are being supported. So guys, one thing which I noticed here, the drag and drop feature doesn't work if you are using the application in full screen mode. It will only work if you are using the application in floating windows or split screen. So I'll show you an example with full screen mode. So it do supports Chrome. I'll open up the Chrome application and from here I'll copy this text. Now if I touch and hold this text, you can see I've extracted the text, and if I use my other finger, I cannot access the other application. But similar way, if I use this application in splits view and later on I'll open the other application, for example, I'll take Twitter, and now if I drag and drop the text, I will be able to move the text here in the Twitter application. There we go. So this is how it works. But I hope they add this gesture while using the application in full screen mode. And another change what you'll notice, whenever we used to resize the applications in the splits view, we had this solid background. But now if you see, we have a transparent background on this latest build. So this is another change what you'll notice here. The next change is related to floating windows, which says the size and position of floating windows are now saved for a more convenient usage. But here I did test out this feature and it doesn't remember the exact location where I leave the floating windows. I'm not sure how it is optimized. You can see it always opens up in the default size and the default position. Not sure what they have done, but initially when I opened the floating windows, we had this glowing nav bar, which I noticed for the first time. It was there for 2-3 seconds and later on disappeared. So if you guys are aware about this thing, let me know in the comment section below. Then they have also done some changes in the app drawer. So let's open up the app drawer here on both the devices. First of all, if you see the search bar, previously the search bar used to occupy the entire screen, but now we have 3 dots towards the right hand side. And tapping on these 3 dots, we have options like select and other things, like you can sort the applications by name, usage or by the install time. So depending on your requirement, you can use any one of these options. We have 3 options like name, usage and install time, which wasn't the case before. And if you also see, all apps and the manage text have been removed. Other than that, I did not see any kind of changes. Later on, they say improved the user interface and the icon design, improved the user experience of floating windows. Personally, there was no noticeable change. So guys, these are all the changes what we get to see with this latest update of OxygenOS 15. If you guys have any kind of questions, drop them in the comment section below. This is your friend Ashok signing out. See you guys in the next video.